What's going on, people? Guns blazing back at it again. WCS Qualifiers finally over. Boys, I gave it all I had. Dueled my balls off for over 24 hours straight. Did get into the top 3, but I just couldn't hold on to it. So yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to go to Japan. More details in a little bit. Anyways, though I am kind of bummed out that I didn't make top 3, it was still surprisingly fun for the most part. I mean, I thought I would acquire all kinds of diseases from all the busted meta decks running around. But man, there were a lot of great duelists out there, so regardless of the result, the competition is always worth it. Had a lot of quality duels out there, so I will be going over some of my favorite duels and explaining them at the same time. But first, to make the long story short, this is how your boy went all the way up to rank 3 and then all the way back down. The deck I used the most was Fusion D Heroes, which I actually just picked up during the qualifiers. I never played it before. You know me, I've been using this non-poly variant that you see right now on the screen for a while. And this is the version I came out the gate using, this non-poly variant. But eventually I felt like it wasn't winning enough games and I needed a change of pace. So I switched over to the poly variant, and surprisingly I picked it up pretty quickly, and that's when my win rate started skyrocketing. I got to probably around top 50 without the poly version, then after I switched, I started climbing a lot faster, and eventually the updates put me at top 20, then top 12, then top 8, top 5, and eventually I hit top 3 right under DK. And I was hype at that point. I was like, let's go, boys. We going to Japan, we gonna be eating shrimp tempura, we gonna be face revealing, all that nonsense. I knew that I couldn't stop here though. There was still a lot of time left, and so my intention was to climb and not stop until I'm tens of thousands ahead of everyone, because again, I didn't want to settle for anything less than top 3 this time. This was when I started experiencing the turbulence though, because I got all the way up to around 45,000 after this, and that's where I started losing hella matches. It kind of felt like everyone caught on to how good D heroes were, as well as spellbooks. And that wasn't good for me because mirror matches can turn into coin flips if both people know how to play the matchup. And spellbooks are just straight up a problem for D heroes if they can set up their spellbook of fate at any given time. So inevitably I had to try something else because I kept dropping DP in ranks, but nothing got me back to where I was. So yeah, sad story, but I did give it all I have, so I have no regrets. There's always gonna be a next time. Anyways, let me go on explaining these replays now. This was one of my first duels in the WCS Qualifiers, and it's a Rex Raptor playing D heroes. But this Bajo right here is actually trying to abuse Titan Showdown along with D Heroes Masked Hero Anki. It can actually one-shot if Titan Showdown is available for the player. Anyways, this boy's gonna fuse it out. He's gonna go out into his Dangerous. I go ahead and Cyclone in the end phase. This puts me down by 1,000. And then I give him a taste of his own medicine. Attack into his Dangerous, taking 1,000 more damage. That actually activates Titan Showdown for me, and I turn his own strategy against him. This next one's against DK. I actually did run into him a lot during the entire WCS. Not 100% sure if this replay is against him, but if it is, then GG. And if it's not, then GG. My apologios for the wrong deck list on this one, but it is just a standard 30 card spellbook list. Go ahead and restart that. And I still pick up a hand I don't understand. Anyways, DK is going to lead off with Destiny Draw. One set, and his turn. This grass looks greener top deck is gonna save my nuts. I go out into my blue Bajo, pick up Spellbook of Secrets, roll that, pick up Spellbook of the Master, Peter. Spellbook of Life into my Fool of Prophecy. Get him popping, mill out Spellbook of Eternity, which unironically looks like a piece of toast. Use Spellbook of the Master to pick up a Spellbook of Fate using my Spellbook of Secrets in the grave. Set that, hit him in the face twice. Pop Fool of Prophecy at the end, use it to pick up a Reaper. Use Reaper to pick up Spellbook Organization. DK'd out here looking like, when's it gonna be my turn? But I'm not done yet. I pick up that Dark Magician of Chaos using Reaper's next effect, then use a Spellbook of Organization to rearrange while I pick up Spellbook of Fate and use it on his face down, thanks to Dark Magician of Chaos. Turns out it's an Econ. I'm in a good spot, but this is gonna be an epic one. DK's gonna bounce back. He's gonna summon his Vision Hero Vion, puts a Malicious into his grave, and then banishes that said Malicious to get another Malicious from his deck. Mass changes it into Masked Hero Anki. Then banishes the second Malicious with his Vion to pick up Poly so that he can fuse it into his Dangerous. Goes into his Batage phase, attacks with Dangerous first and picks up Dreamer, which he is actually going to use too. I have to Spellbook of Fate eventually, so I'm going to use it on this Masked Hero Anki. He did have the next mass change in hand though, which I was afraid of, so he's going to be able to attack into my Reaper. Does pick up another mass change, uses it, and instead of using on Dangerous, uses it on his Anki for some reason, and then suicides into my Dark Magician of Chaos. That's it from his turn though. He's spent, he's used all 3 mass changes. I'm gonna go out into my Reaper of Prophecy and just use this Spellbook of Eternity. Pick up my Fate. And I'm just gonna set up for the next turn here. Gonna set that Spellbook of Fate, use Full of Prophecy's effect so that I can get another Reaper out. No more Fates available here, so I'm just gonna set up for the next turn with my Spellbook of Secrets. He top decks into Cosmic Cyclone, getting rid of my back row, but I'm just gonna chain it and banish his Dangerous. And bada boom, bada bing, there's nothing left on the board after this. Plus, there's no more Destiny Hero Celestials in the grave. This next matchup is going to be the other way around. This time, I'm running Fusion D Heroes, and my opponent is going to be running the Spellbooks. I'm going second, managed to pick up a decent starting hand. He's going to pass that grass, use a Spellbook of Secrets to pick up his blue Bajo. He's going to go ahead and play that. Let's see what he picks up. He picks up a Spellbook of Fate. So this boy's in a decent spot, but I do have that Destiny draw, and I pick up a Hey Trunade. But this Destiny draw betrays me. I don't pick up anything, but I will set 3 so that if he Spellbooks 1, he's going to have a hard time choosing. What he does instead, though, is he uses on his own blue Bajo so that he can reuse the flip effect. The boy's going to master it out, and I think what he's going to do is he's going to use Spellbook of Secrets to pull a Spellbook of Eternity, which he's going to use to recycle his Fate. And then he's going to use that Spellbook of Fate on one of my back row, I believe. Yep, he's going to banish, aims for the middle, and it turns out he gets my Chalice, which is fine because I'm not going to be using that too much this duel. Boy specials from the grave to sack for his Dark Magician of Chaos and uses Dark Magician of Chaos to pick up a Spellbook of Eternity once again. My turn comes through and I'm ready to hit this boy with something nasty. So I'm going to mass change it up first. Get my Anki out, then Giant Trunade set so I can get my Celestial pop in. Use that poly that was set. I actually fuse Anki and Malicious here, but I'm going to use that second Malicious from the deck, use Treacherous on it, mass change the combo onto the Treacherous, and this guy's going to do the honors and scoop for me. This one's up against Ice-T. He's actually using Grit D Heroes. He's a viewer as well as a really good player. I'm going to lead off with that D draw. Go ahead and summon my Bayone. Already got a poly in the hand, so I'm going to opt for a Celestial in the grave so I can set it up to draw me 2 cards in a bit. I wait for this Bajo to fuse out into his Vision Hero Trinity, and I'm going to go ahead and chain my Treacherous, hoping he doesn't have the mass change. Works out for me because he doesn't. I go ahead and pick up another Bayone, send a Malicious, pop him, get him out so I can fuse. Gonna set first and pop my Celestial though. And hey, I actually love the Hey Trunade synergy in this deck because you can put back cards you set for Celestial's effect. Anyways, I'm just going to fuse into Big D over here, attack him in the face. I actually forgot to set a mass change here, forgetting this Bajo's running Grit. I think that's a lack of sleep getting to your boy, but you know, you live and you learn. This guy's going to go ahead and summon Dreamer, get Malicious popping, pop that Celestial. Throw another card face down, and being the lucker dog that I am, I top deck my only true Najo left in the deck, but he does have that Treacherous. I do have mass chain to counter this though, effectively sealing the game. The chain finally resolved. I order my Masked Hero Anki to do strange things to his nutsack. He does just that. Game over, GG. I got a couple more for you. Oh baby, a triple. I'm definitely going to restart this hand. No way I'm going to keep 3 mass changes if I don't even have a single monster. I go ahead and pick up that trusty Destiny draw. He's going to grass on turn 1. Get his Full of Prophecy out. Get his Prophecy Destroyer popping. I'm going to go ahead and summon his Reaper of Prophecy. Pick up a Spellbook of Secrets, but he doesn't have a Fate to protect his board, so I'm just going to go. I draw into another Bayone, but I pretty much have everything I need in my hand. So I'm going to use this Vion to put a Malicious into the grave, use it to summon a Malicious, pop that D draw, send Celestial, poly it out. Also picked up a mass change, so this pretty much seals the game. I got Vision Hero Trinity, 5,000 attack, can attack everything on the board. Alright, this is the last one. I actually don't know why I did into this order, but this is going to be the non-poly list once again. Anyways, this is for my Bajos that had struggles with Sylvans throughout the WCS. This one's for you. I'm just going to play out my Drill Dark and Celestial, set that Econ and the mass change. He's gonna tribute to the trash on my Celeste. Rose Lover to get his Guardioke out. Gets that Mushroom-O poppin'. Use it on my Econ. I go ahead and chain that. I'm thinking I'm in a good spot because he got my Econ but not my mass change, but he does sack for a second Guardioke. Gets Skills Leaf and Skills Shroom-O. But thankfully your boy can chain the mass change, and this is actually going to save both of these cards. Not really save them, but I still get all the value from both of these cards. And this is where the Satisfaction kicks all the way in. I top deck that Cyclone. I banish his Prav. He's going scoop. So that's it, guys. I need my sleep. Cringe Blazing signing out. Have yourselves a good one.
Let me disarm you. I'm not trying to own you. I just wanna know what it feels like to have your body so close. Let me